Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today is my fasting day. I do that once a week. We call it Gentle Juicefasting because it is gentle, and that means I do not push myself to do something. If I feel great all the time, it's a good fasting day. And I try to do that, to achieve that, with a lot of drinking at first in the first place. I begin right in the morning. I drink a glass of water, a big glass, or a large glass, or I make for example, I make a ginger lemon hot water. It's also very nice. A big, a liter or so. When I put a little bit stevia in there, I grate some ginger, not too much. I zest the lemon, and I make the lemon juice the lemon, and then put it all together in hot water. That's wonderful. I have a video for that. I really enjoy that. It's a nice thing to start a day. Yeah, it has a strong effect after the night. It really energizes me, and it balances also the ginger and the lemon. It's very nice, energizing and balancing. The vitamin C has so many effects after the night. And the night is a detoxification, and when we sleep, the body tunes down and gets very calm, and then the detoxification begins. The liver is at the maximum to get that done, so we have to be empty at night at best. So late eating is not so good because that detoxification is slowed down, and so we need more sleep. And that can be very important. It's really like a cosmic gas station. To have a good night's sleep is so important. And in the morning I start again. I get rid of all these toxins that are still in the body. Sometimes I sweat it out, of course, something got out of the pores, but also by drinking a lot, all this is flushed out of the body. That's very great. So I begin my day with that, and a fasting day. Then I continue with lots of drinking and make always new juices, because the juicing part is really something very delightful. It gives me the opportunity to taste all these wonderful fruit and vegetables. Sometimes also make plant milks with nuts and seeds and water and spices, and so that's usually later in the day, because there's a lot of fat, of course, in plant milks. And the fat is something that slows down the process of detoxification. That's good for the night, to me, usually. I mean, there's always an exception, of course. In general, so the juices are now, I make a new juice with red beet. That is one of my favorite plants for juicing and for eating. Here's 2 small beets, or a large one you can take. And the beet is, so to say, the energy booster, the power. It can also improve my performance, especially endurance. Red beet is known for that also in science. They studied it. It's a very good tool. If you want to work out, you can eat beet salad before 2 hours or so, or drink a beet juice. Of course, that is a little bit different. We have the whole plant. That's of course a better nutrition than just a juice. But on a fasting day, the whole metabolism is turned upside down, and the body is more to detox. It's not digesting. Digestion is resting, and in a fasting day we don't digest. The digestion is at pause, so it's a longer night, so to say, for the body in a certain way, and the activities are more mental. The senses are heightened, and I'm more sensitive. I'm more creative. The detoxification is one thing, and the other thing is this nice creativity boost. Because of the senses are so high, the digestion rests. So two things are playing there mainly, and sometimes the detoxification can be very strong, very heavy, and I can also get a headache or these kind of things. And that moment I have to slow down. I maybe eat a little soup or so, a broth, or maybe a light salad or something, a smoothie or so, that slows down the fasting, the detoxification, and gives digestion a little bit of work. That is important because I want to feel great, as I said, because feeling great means that the energy flows free in the system, inside. Yeah. And when the energy flows free, I begin to heal. My body begins to heal by myself. The mind also is decluttering. And the energy is stopped. Yeah? When there's a break, that's not good usually. I should keep it flowing all the time. I can do that, I can make the energy stop voluntarily. And the systematic approach, when we do our prana vidya or our breathing practice, then you do that. You, at a certain point, you inhale fully, then you stop the breath for a moment, naturally, and then it turns around and you exhale again. You detox until you let go until the very last. And then again, it can stop for a moment. And then you breath. So this is the rhythm. The rhythmic breath is something very important in yoga and in general in life also. It's all is in rhythms. And if I improve my rhythmic breathing in a systematic approach, I practice it every day, my daily life also improves. I have more rhythm, more structure, more freedom from the body and its limitations in my daily life. I can control it, have awareness. So these pauses to the energy flow are only used in a natural, very natural rhythmic way. It's like in a music, where you have a pause to enhance the music. You do not block the music, you do not block the energy. That's not good, but only in a rhythm. When it is rhythmically on purpose with a goal, then it can make sense if you do it wisely. But it is never pushing. It's never with a force. It's always non-violent. That's also why it's called gentle juice fasting. So the energy flow has to be free, and for that I have to feel great. That's very simple. The theory behind it can sound a little bit complicated, but in general it's easy. If you feel great, that's good. That's what we want. Feeling great. Very important. I say that because in earlier days I didn't know that. I pushed myself to the limits. One more day of fasting, one more, push up or whatever. Push myself to get better. And that idea is no longer good for me, since I learned from the flow, about the flow. The flow is the idea of non-violence in daily life. Flowing is not eating animals, for example. You don't use violence if you don't need to. You be in the flow, and so on. It translates to every part of the life. To breathing, to fasting, to performing arts, to working, the workflow, all these things have changed, and violence is less and less welcome. That's so important. The gentle juice fasting, today I make a juice that is a very common base. The beet juice. The beet is the one thing that is the main ingredient here. Because it's so obvious, the red color, you can never hide that. So it's always in the center. Beet juice is always a beet juice. If whatever you put into it, it's a beet juice. And that's good. But today I have another base that is also one of my favorite baits since recently. I found out to juicing pears, apples, and oranges, the fruit that we all have in common in our grocery stores. Apples, oranges, pears, that's always available in the Western countries at least. So, and that is a wonderful base for many other juices. I didn't know that I could juice them together. I thought that it's different. Different kinds of fruit. No, it's a wonderful, creamy and delicious, very complex flavored juice. Here I have some oranges, juice oranges. They're favorable for juicing, of course. And then I have an apple here, 2 apples. I cut them into nice pieces for the juicer fitting. And I have 2 pears too. So pretty much the same amount of apples, pears, and oranges. You can really try that just by itself. It's a wonderful juice. It's a wonderful fruit juice. I love that. The only thing with fruit juices, they have a lot of sugar. Of course, fruit is high in sugar. But that is not bad if you drink it slowly. Because if I drink that juice in one big, very fast, then the blood gets overwhelmed with these sugars, and that's not good. That can cause a little trouble for the system. So to avoid that, the only thing I need to know is I have to drink slowly, in sips. I enjoy it. Digestion also begins in the mouth. When the saliva produces, the fermentation begins in the mouth. The enzymes, and not fermentation, the enzymes begin to produce in the mouth and the saliva, and then digestion begins, so to say. But not in digestion, not in the intestines, or the main part takes place. It can also begin in the mouth already. If I chew it or drink it slowly, then here the enzymes begin to produce. That's very important. So that is important for drinking fruit juices on a fasting day, because basically our energy, the energy we need from our food, the body is nourished by food. That's very simple truth. And all the energy almost comes from the sugar, because whatever we eat, it has to be broken down into sugars, glucose. And the sugar is then burned in the cells. All the cells of the body only burn sugar. One exception, that is the heart muscle, about here. The heart muscle also burns fat. That is the only exception. All the other cells, they burn only sugar. So that is in the ideal food. Fruit sugar is the ideal food for us. Of course, we have to put it into a context. We have to eat fruit as a whole food, usually. But as I said before, on a fasting day, this whole story is reversed. But I don't fast longer than 1 day, usually. Some people can do that. They're super healthy. But I only do it once a day, once a week, 1 day for 1 day and 1 night. And then every week. That is my method of gentle juice fasting. I did that before with longer periods of fasting, only water. That was very tense. And also, when I'm going back to the eating, breaking the fast is very difficult after a long time. The body has really to change gears, and that can be a little challenging, But the gentle juice fasting for 1 day is the easiest way to me and the most doable, and I think it's also doable for everyone. That's so nice, because everybody can do it. You don't even need to see a doctor, because when you do it longer than 1 day, science says you might see a doctor, because then the risk begins that there is damages from fasting. You change your metabolism on that fasting day. So after 1 day, in 2 days, 3 days or so, there might be damages in the body you don't notice at first. You don't know. So better to see a doctor when you are a medical professional if you want longer fasting. I don't recommend that because I'm not a doctor. But for myself, I know from what I read also, 1 day is safe. So that's why I like it so much. I like the easy things more and more. And so today, that easy also is in the ingredients, the apple, pear, and oranges, and then together with the beet, that would be a perfect juice. But I want to add something nice today, because I want to give it a little bit more a special flavor. And for that, I found out also recently that celery stalks are a wonderful addition, because they have a little bit of a smoky flavor. A smoky flavor that gives a nice touch to all the other flavors. That's very nice and interesting. And of course, we know celery is very healthy, of course, a super healthy vegetable. 2 stalks is enough to give it a nice little tinge. And I like that flavor a lot, when it is in the other fruit juices, also in salads or in soups. Celery is a nice addition all the time. And here I have lemon and ginger. I talked about that a little bit earlier. It's wonderful. It's boosting the energy, and it's cleansing, it's balancing. There are so many things. It's healing also. Washes out, and it also enhances the other ingredients' flavors. I oftentimes use lemon and ginger to enhance the other flavors, to put to enforce the flavor of the highlight, the flavor of sugar and other flavors in the food that are enhanced by the lemon. The ginger does a similar thing, and it adds a little bit of heat. The heat also enhances other flavors. And I will try, if I can, add a little bit of lemon zest, peel. Lemon peel I have here. And sometimes it is nice to add a little bit peel. On other occasions, with other recipes, I do not do that. Especially when I have a lot of greens in the juice, in the recipe. Greens can be bitter. Adding more strong flavors like a lemon peel might be too much, but in this case I have almost no greens. I have only a little bit of celery, and I think might be nice with the zest, with the peel. So let's try that. I come back in a moment, show you my juice, taste it, and we'll see what it tastes like. Yeah, I have to smile at this beautiful picture. It's a 1 liter about new juice here. Never tried this recipe before. I'm excited. I didn't try it also. I didn't taste it before. I just see it here. It looks nice, a beautiful color. The beet color is always a dark, brilliant red. And if you add other ingredients like these oranges, apples, and pears, then of course it gets a little bit lighter. So they're always little different shades of red. It's always this red. So I'll try it now. What it tastes like. I'm very excited to see it. Let's see. Texture is very nice. It's a runny juice. Sometimes juices are creamier. Sometimes they are thicker. Depends on the ingredients you have. This is a nice one. And let's see now. Taste it. Oh, wonderful. I can taste this wonderful fruity tones, especially with beet. One of my favorite ingredients, I said before, because there are so many flavors coming out of the beet. The beet is an earth flavor, very heavy earth flavor. And we don't like it by itself almost. Can scratch in the throat even. There are things in the beet that make the throat scratch. Oxalates, I guess it is. It's a thing that can cause problems in the body. But don't worry, if you drink a little bit of beet juice, there's no problem with the oxalates. Oxalates are in many plants, in greens especially, and they're usually no problem unless you have it, or usually give it a big amount. Spinach is the highest, I guess it was. I read about that. And even spinach is no problem if you eat it in the right way, you know. And if you are healthy, vegan people, that plant-based people that lived on a plant-based diet have no problems with any oxalates or so. They usually don't. Yeah. You can, of course, if you focus on spinach, eat only spinach. There was one guy, he ate spinach smoothies every day. Then that can cause a problem. But you have spinach once a week or so, no problem. Spinach is really 2,000 times higher in oxalates than all the next one, you know. So spinach is super high. But it's also healthy because it's green, but just not too much. And if you cook some spinach, it's a different story. And you can get rid of the oxalates by cooking. But if you eat it raw, you should be a little bit careful. So, but that's all you need to know. Yeah. So, that's in the beets, and they make it scratch. Yeah, but that is only a small part of the beet. You know, if you put something into the beet, like a pear or something, or a lemon and ginger, the scratching is away. You can enjoy the beet flavor, the earth flavors. But here, when you put other fruit, sweet and sour fruit, I found, to the beet together, there come flavors out of the beet I never have expected. Really amazing new flavors. I don't connect to beet at all. I don't know if that is a beet flavor. I have no idea. If I wouldn't see the color, I wouldn't know what it is. And the food industry, they use beet also for creating different flavors in the industry. They have their secret recipes, of course. And it was by chance that I found out about these amazing beet flavors. There are some chefs out there, some restaurants, they play with beet a lot. They say how many different flavors they can do with beet, how many ways they can prepare that. I didn't know it before, really. Only some years ago, I found out that how amazing beet is. Because the earth flavor, I guess, the earth flavor, if you put anything into it, all the other flavors come out of the earth. Yeah, that's the element. The earth is the element in the traditional cosmologies, where ancient people, cultures try to explain how the world is made, what it consists of, and so the last principles, they found the elements: earth, fire, water. Different cultures have different ideas of the elements. Of course, we know modern science sees a little bit more precise. We have a science that's based on chemistry and natural experimental science, and all these things have changed, of course. Still, the knowledge about the elements still is very helpful in many things. Yeah, the earth element was always seen as the element that contains all the other elements. And I think there are so many flavors hidden in the earth flavor of the beet that if you open it a little bit with other fruit and sweet and sour flavors, all the flavors come out, transform into amazing differences. That's why carrot has similar, but carrot is not such a big, heavy earth flavor than the beet. The beet really beats it all. They're very strong. So, and here, this flavor here is really nice. It's a very fruity, playful flavor. It's very, very happy, and you should definitely try it because of these wonderful apples, pears, and oranges there that are so complex and still so nice. Yeah, there's nothing heavy about it. It's really a nice, fruitful, playful flavor, full of colors and happiness. That's how I would describe it. You can try it yourself. I don't know how you feel about it. Yeah, describing flavors is always a little bit a tricky thing. We don't have that many words for that in our daily language. Here, look at the juice. Isn't that beautiful? The texture, the color. Yeah. Yeah, beet juices are really nice, and many people don't like, or some people don't like beet because they have these earth tones. They say taste like dirt, they say, but wait until you try with these little transformations with other fruit. The most amazing flavors come out of it. And I'm not the only one to know that. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And if you are interested in the idea of gentle juice fasting, you can also go to Facebook. There is a Facebook page called Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. Tree Yoga is the yoga style that brought the flow into yoga. Nowadays, everybody flows on the mat. Yeah, it's very common all over the world, but it all comes from Tree Yoga. It's amazing, really. Also, the founder of Tree Yoga, Yogini Kalaji, in the 1980s, that was, when she founded it, it exploded everywhere. Everybody wanted to do it. And now it's very common, and they have forgotten about Yogini Kalaji almost, but she's still out there. She's all over the planet. She has thousands of followers everywhere. That's amazing. And she also gave me the idea of gentle juice fasting. It comes from the flow, from the non-violent approach to all life. Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, gentle juice fasting, that's all the same. Hope to see you soon.